Welcome to the Rob Seco Field Ready Podcast with your host, Jim Robinson.
Hello and welcome back to the Rob Seco Field Ready Podcast. I'm your host, Jim Robinson. You know, in today's world, there's an awful lot changing in the agriculture industry as a whole, and especially in seeds. And so we really want to get to know what is exciting in seeds right now. And to talk to us about that, we have our guest back with us for the first time since our very first episode, Rob Robinson. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks, Jim. It's nice to be back again. And there are a lot of exciting things to talk about.
Oh, absolutely. So tell us a little bit, what are you excited about?
You know, I think generally, if you look at the soybean side, with the things happening with Enlist E3, you can't help but be excited about that. I think secondly, we've got some great new corn products that just have performed extremely well. And if you're farming today, you have to be excited about what's going on with the commodity market. So those are the three areas I'm probably most excited about.
Absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit about what in particular are you excited about Enlist E3 soybeans?
Well, first of all, the platform is superior to anything available on the market. I mean, it's safe, it's simple, and the weed control is superior. And if you look at yields, E3 varieties just yield. And there's word out in the marketplace that E3 doesn't yield. Well, I can tell you that our products have been tested against all the best extend, and E3 products yield very well. And that's why there's so many acres shifting to Enlist, is because of those factors. It's neighbor-friendly, it's versatile, and great weed control and yield.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, as you talk specifically about yield, variety does matter. The individual product within the platform does matter a lot. And we've put a lot of effort into making sure that we have the best offering of Enlist E3 products possible. Can you talk a little bit about the Initech brand of Enlist E3 products?
Well, one of the great advantages of Initech is it has access to all the major breeding programs incorporating Enlist. And you'll find quite a few of the brands out there available today in Enlist are really dedicated to one breeding program. And so they only have access to one source of Enlist E3. We have access to all the major breeding programs. Mm-hmm. Actually, 4 major programs, and there are more than that available, but we have access to everything. And that really, it's a great advantage in terms of the performance and also the characteristics we can bring, IDC or white mold, that we have access to great products.
Absolutely. There's nothing to say that we're not going to compromise on varietal performance in order to stick with one camp or another. It's really nice to be able to bring in from the full pipeline of the Enlist platform as a whole in order to deliver to our customers the best products possible. Now, let's look at a little bit down the pipeline of the Enlist E3 products, particularly for the Initech brand, as we're drawing across all the major breeding programs and all the programs in general that contribute to that. What do you see are those characteristics that are really going to improve, not just yield-wise, but agronomically relative to the industry as a whole?
Well, first and foremost is yield, and you identified that already, Jim. I mean, and Enlist varieties yield, and we have lots of proof of that. But obviously there are other characteristics that are important. And first of all, we have a great testing program for identifying how our varieties perform under these characteristics, whether it's white mold, whether it's IDC or sudden death. And we test more than that. I mean, we test a broad scope of diseases and various environmental conditions and over multiple locations so that when we advance a variety, we have a high degree of confidence how that variety performs under those environments.
Absolutely. Yeah, you mentioned some of those characteristics. To expand fully on that, there's testing for field resistance and greenhouse resistance of soybean-resistant nematode, for root knot nematode, metribuzin tolerance, shattering, standability, white mold, sudden death syndrome, IDC, a whole host of different things that are tested for that really allows us to characterize those varieties extremely well prior to commercialization.
Well, and And what I contrast that to is some programs just put their varieties out there without much knowledge about how those varieties perform in these conditions or under this disease, certain disease or insect pressure. And we have an extensive testing program that gives us confidence how these varieties perform. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a big advantage. We know that in advance, and we promote, advance those varieties that meet the needs of our customers, and we can do it with confidence.
Absolutely. You combine that alongside extremely high quality standards, and we have a lot of fun with being able to offer the Initech Enlist E3 varieties through Rob Seco. The quality standards that we have for seed, basically ensure that when you open up a bag or a box of an Initech Enlist E3 soybeans, you're going to find great seed uniformity. Everything goes through an optical sorter that's going to sort based on color as well as size and shape to help ensure that there's the best experience possible for our customers.
Yeah, good point, Jim. I think when people open a bag, or a box of Initech Enlist E3, they're going to see the difference. Mm-hmm. Most companies don't do this. But we do run everything under optical sorters to have great visual and visual quality and uniformity.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and that's becoming a lot more important, especially as we look at 2021 for the crop year in 2021, because as we've talked about in previous episodes, commodity prices are really improving right now. Can you tell me a little bit about what you're excited about within the commodities market, and maybe why growers should be excited about this too? Obviously, better prices are better, but how can they best take advantage of that from a seed perspective?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's unprecedented what's happening in the market today, and so I think that it's a great time to be a producer. And we've gone through some tough times the last few years, and certainly this is a very welcome change. But I think the mindset has to change, Jim, of a producer. You have to think about, where do I invest my money now to maximize yield? I mean, what traits should I look at? If I'm looking at corn, I probably need to look more closely at Duracade or Viptera. And Duracade's the best corn rootworm resistant product on the market today. 2 genes, and it does a great job. Mm-hmm. Viptera for broadlap, specifically corn earworm and western bean cutworm, but also, I mean, it does cutworm, various types of cutworm in the field. It has 9 major Lepidoptera pests it has resistance to.
Absolutely. Yep.
I think you also have to look at on the soybean side. Treatments. I mean, we have carry Fortify. Fortify is a great treatment. I think treatment makes a difference in stand establishment and yield at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. And certainly you have to look at investing in seed treatments this year in terms of making that investment to maximize your yield and get the most bushels with these high commodity prices.
Exactly. So opportunity for return on investment by investing in those assets that are going to best produce revenue for your farm. So whether that's a higher trait package, additional seed treatment, whatever it may be, increased fertility, doing all you can to increase the maximum revenue potential of your farm is definitely going to be a big deal this year.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So, talking to that extent, corn performance is absolutely improving overall. Can you tell me a little bit about what you're excited about from a Rob Seco corn performance perspective?
Well, we've elevated our game the last few years. We've advanced some great new products, and they're proving it in the field. I mean, products like 4166, which is a 91-day hybrid up north. I mean, it won a number of first trials up north, performed extremely well. 4881, a 98-day hybrid. 5267, amazing. I mean, it works under high-yield environments, and absolutely the best product I've seen probably in my career, at least last year, the way it performed under low-yield environments. It was stunning. I've never seen anything stand out as much as it stood out under stress. And yet you put it at 250 bushels an acre, and it's a great product also, very versatile. Mm-hmm. 5323, high-yield environment kind of product, stands extremely well, waits for you, beautiful product, high yields under high pops and high-yield environments. 6097, Iowa and Illinois versus 6038, Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado. Two great products, high-yielding products that can bring extra bushels to you. And 6312 at 113-day and 6585 at 115-day, both high-yielding products that I think add bushels and, and with these commodity prices, a lot of additional revenue to your bottom line.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We put a lot of focus on in the development phases on trying to find those products that are really well suited to those really high yield environments. And you can see that in hybrids like 6312 and 6585. I mean, both of those products came out of high yield programs that are really going to deliver on the most productive acres.
Actually, that started about 5 years ago. We started testing under high yield environments and selecting products specifically for those kinds of environments. Mm-hmm. And it's paying dividends. I mean, you can see it with these products. They yield extremely well under high yield environments.
Exactly. And these products here that you listed are fantastic products that are commercial right now, and this isn't even including the new advancements that we just announced to our sales team just the other day, in fact. So we're going to have a number of products that are going to be really, really exciting to come in. I mean, we're aware that we've had a little bit of a gap in terms of having Duracade products in that 107 RM range. Can you tell us about our new Duracade product that's 107 RM? 53 or 5723 that we're going to be using?
It can do about everything. It stands well, great roots, great stalks, but the yield performance has been incredible, and particularly the Duracade version really performed well the last 2 years. It's a big addition in that maturity. It really is a blockbuster performer, but it also has great performance under low yield environments and drought stress. Mm-hmm. And again, there's been a focus also on the lower end of the spectrum in terms of bringing in genes, artesian genes that help our products work better under drought stress. And 5723 actually has great performance under drought stress, but also high yield environments. It goes mm-hmm. to both ends of the spectrum. Kind of like 5267 does, actually.
Exactly. Yeah, we're really excited about that hybrid, and we're also really excited about a brand new, extremely versatile 116-day artesian hybrid that we're calling 6653. It's a fantastic hybrid, kind of north to south across where all 116-day hybrids will work, east to west. What can you tell me about what your excitement level is on that hybrid?
Oh, my goodness. That one looks spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
High yield environments, really east to west and north to south, it performed well. It's just one of those that seems to kind of go everywhere and do things well. Standability is there, great grain quality and test weight, and great plant appearance and yield performance to go along with it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's an exciting new product. I agree.
And one thing that I'm really excited about that kind of centers around that product right there is there's an inbred involved in that product that's brand new that is going to deliver an awful lot of yield potential across a wide set of RMs over the next couple of years as we're looking into the pipeline. That inbred is going to be kind of the basis of kind of that next generation step change type of performance for us going forward.
Yeah, there was another product in the 113-14 maturity mm-hmm. that we would have loved to have introduced with that same female, but because of inbred supply, we could only do one. Mm-hmm. And so you're right. We'll see a whole host of products coming out based on that new female, Jim.
Absolutely. Now, is there anything else you're excited about before we kind of close out the episode? We've touched on a lot today, actually.
Absolutely, yes. We have done a spectacular job of adding new BAs, new representatives out in the field to represent our product. First of all, they're excited about Enlist E3 and coming on board with that. They're strong believers that Enlist is the best platform. They've seen our products, they love the yield, and so they want to represent those Enlist products. But they've also seen the performance of our corn products. And like we talked about earlier, we have some new great corn hybrids, and they really appreciate the performance of those. We established a record number of new BAs this year, new people representing us out in the field, and so that just means more producers will have a chance to try Rob Seco than have ever tried it before, and I am really excited about that.
Absolutely. That's going to be a lot of fun. Well, we've touched on a lot, everywhere from Enlist E3 soybeans and the shift in the marketplace that we're seeing with that platform, delivering its safe, simple, and superior performance. You combine that with the fact that with the Initech Enlist E3 products, we are going to have the deepest and most robust Enlist portfolio in the marketplace. And so we're going to have a lot of fun as Rob Seco, and our customers are going to have a lot of fun looking at those products. Now, commodity prices are going to be really, really exciting for the farmers over these next couple of years. And investing in your operation in order to maximize yield potential, whether it's through Duracade, Viptera, Fortify seed treatment, whatever it might be, is going to really pay dividends this year because there's an opportunity to really drive revenue and to drive that bottom line as well. And finally, corn hybrids in our Rob Seco lineup are really, really starting to meet their stride. We're seeing a lot of performance out of hybrids like 4166 all the way up through 6585. And then the new advancements are going to be no joke either. They're going to be the real deal in terms of performance. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I neglected to mention another area of excitement for me is our sorghum lineup. Mm-hmm. And for people in, all the way from, western South Dakota, Nebraska, but particularly Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, we have a great lineup. When we added some new products this year that are honestly industry leading, mm-hmm. and this is the best sorghum lineup I've ever been involved with, and we've carried sorghum for years, but this is a big step up in terms of performance.
You're absolutely right. I mean, if you look at these new products, because of these new products we have in the lineup, Rob Seco may actually end up being about 2% market share in terms of acre share with sorghum in 2021, and that's not even that's with our new advancements this year, let alone once they get on enough customers' fields to go forward. We're really excited about what we can do with sorghum.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
It was a lot of fun, Jim. Thanks for including me.
Absolutely.
Invite me back again sometime, huh?
We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Well, as always, be sure to tune in on the 1st and the 15th of every month for new episodes. And until then, stay field ready.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Rob Seco Field Ready Podcast. Join us next time to be Field Ready.
A Hurrdat Media Production.